Today I want to discuss one important kind of questions on ages. Okay, and we just have to talk about that kind of questions only today. Okay, if I say I was born in 1976, if I say I was born in 1976, and if I ask you question, if you ask you the question in which year my age will be equal to the last 2 digits of my year of birth, if I ask you in which year my age will be equal to last 2 digits of my year of birth, simply I was born in 1976. The question is in which year my age will be equal to last 2 digits of my year of birth. Means what? If I was born in 1976, in which year my age will be last 2 digits of my year of birth. Means what? Last 2 digits are 76. So 76 is equal to 662177 14 plus 115. So in 2052 my age will be equal to the last 2 digits of my year of birth. If the question is like this, okay, if the question is in the reverse manner, means what? First the question is like this: I was born in 1976, in which year my age will be equal to last 2 digits of my year of birth. Simply what we did here, 1976 I was born, so that last 2 digits means what? 76 plus 76 I add here, so I got here in 2052 my age will be equal to the last 2 digits of my year of birth. The question is like this in the reverse manner: in 2052 my age will be equal to last 2 digits of my year of birth. Find the year of birth. In such a kind of question, what we have to do, just take the last century, previous century or the present century. Means what? If we take what I told you, take previous or present century in such a kind of question. This is very important. Please note it down on paper. Please put it down on paper. Take previous or the present century. Means what? If I take the question is in 2052, means what? We just have to take the previous century 1900 plus we just have to do what we have to do. Let's see, we just have to do x plus x is equal to 2052. Means what? 1900 plus x after means if it is like this after 20 years, means 1920 plus 20 is equal to, means what? Here I can write it as also, let's see, 1976 I can write it as also 1900 plus 76 plus 76 is equal to 2052. This and this are same. There is no any difference between these two equations, because this is a 1976 and 1900 plus 76 are also 1976. The similar like this way, I just put it here 1900 plus x plus x, 76 plus 76. Similar for this, similar like this, I put here x plus x is equal to 2052. So x plus x, 2x is equal to 2052 minus 1900. So I got here 2x is equal to, I get here it as 152. So x is equal to 152 upon 2. So I get here x is equal to 2 7s are 14, 2 6 are 12. So x is equal to 12. So I can find out easily the year of birth, because we know that the year of birth is this 1900 plus x. 1900 plus x is what? 76, which we have calculated. So 76. So in 1976 I was born in 1976. Simple. Means what? If the question is in reverse manner, in 2052 my age will be equal to the last 2 digits of my year of birth. Find out my year of birth. Then we just have to take the previous or the present century. I took here the previous century as 1900 plus x is equal to 2052. So I got here x is equal to 76. So that 1900 plus 76 is equal to 1976. You can check it here. It has 1900 plus 76 plus 76. It is 2052. So in this way we have to solve this example. We just have to take the previous or the present century in such a kind of question. Now let's see, if I take the present century in this example, what will happen? Let's see. If I take the present century, means what? In 2052 my age will be equal to the last 2 digits of my year of birth. If I take the present century is 21st century, means what? 2000 plus x. This is same which we have did in the previous example. Same formula we have to apply, is equal to in 2052. So I get here 2x is equal to 2052 minus 2000 is 52. So x is equal to 52 upon 2 is equal to 52 upon 2. I got x is equal to, we know that 52 upon 2 is 26. So in 2026 I born. In 2026 I born, and in 2052 my age will be equal to the last 2 digits of my year of birth. But it is not possible because the 2052 is in future. It is not right now because today is 2018. So the answer will be, we just have to check out this. Okay, because it is not possible because today itself it is 2018. How can I born in 2026? So this is not possible. This is only a possible answer. I born in 1976. So in 2052 my age will be equal to the last 2 digits of my year of birth. Such kind of questions only possible either in previous century or in present century. So I write down here. Also you write it down on paper. This kind of questions answers only possible in either in previous century or in present century. We just have to take the previous or the present century. Now let's see the next question. In year 1930, the grandfather was as many years old as the last 2 digits of his year of birth. Okay, what we have to do? Take the previous or the present century in 1930. So I take here 1930. We just have to take the previous or the present. If I take the previous century year 1800, we know that if the question is like this, in 1930 the grandfather was as many years old at the last 2 digits of the year of birth. We don't know the year of birth of the grandfather. We have to find out the year of birth of the grandfather. So we just have to take the previous or the present century. We know it. So I took here the previous century as 1800 plus x. We know the formula. X plus x is 2x. So 1930 minus 1800. So 2x is equal to 130. So x is equal to 130 upon 2. So I get here x is equal to 65. X is equal to 65 means what? 1800 plus x means what? 65. In 1865 the grandfather should be born. Now the next part of the question is, okay, we completed till this, and then same was true for the grandson. What is true for the grandson? In 1930 the grandfather was as many years old as the last 2 digits of his year of birth, and the same was true for the grandson also. The same thing is true for the grandson also. We just have to do the same thing here for the grandson also. Now let's see. In 1930 the grandson's age will be equal to the last 2 digits of his year of birth. We know that we have to take either the previous century or the present century. For the grandfather we took the previous century and we got the exactly the possible answer, because if the grandfather was born in 1865 till now 1930, the grand should be old, as like per his we know that the grandfather always more than the 50, 60, 70 in age, so that this will be the possible answer. But for the son, if we take the previous century as 1800, the same answer will come 65. But this is not possible for the grandson, because the grandson should be younger than grandfather. So we have to take the present century for the grandson. In 1930, the grandson age will be equal to the last 2 digits of his year of birth. So if I take here the present century, means what, 1900 plus y, whatever what you want to take here, you can take here it as 2y is equal to 1930 minus 1900. So I get here y is equal to 30 upon 2, so y is equal to 15, means what, 1900 plus 15. In 1915 the grandson should be born, and in 1865 the grandfather should be born, so that in 1930 the grandfather age will be equal to the last 2 digits of his year of birth, and in 1930 also for the same thing for the grandson age will be the equal to the last 2 digits of his year of birth. But what we have to find out here, let's see the question again. Find the summation of their ages in 1930. We just have to find out the summation of their ages in 1930. As we know that the grandfather was born in 1865. If it is now 1930, what is the age of the grandfather? Simply how we have to calculate it, 1930 minus 1865, because grandfather was born in 1865. So I got here it as 35 plus 30. So the grandfather's present age should be the 65, or we can say the grandfather's age up to 1930 should be 65. And for the grandson, we know the grandson now it is 1930, and the grandfather was born in 1915. So the grandson's age is 15 and the grandfather age is 65. We just have to find out the summation of both of these ages. So 65 grandfather's age plus 15 grandson age. So I got here it as 80. 80 year is the summation of both the ages of the grandfather and the grandson. Just note down one thing: if such a kind of questions are there in the exams, we just have to take the previous, either the previous century or the present century, and you will get the answer.